Jurassic Park. It's your job to make it work.
Fake hammer.
Just build the park.
Yeah, dude, we're playing Operation Genesis.
And populate it with dinosaurs.
Yeah, the old Xbox magazine used to have a demo of this game, and I played the shit out of that, dude.
In the history of the world.
I guess this is like the inspiration for the modern Genesis game. Evolution games.
Code Red, this is Park Control. Raptor breakout in Sector 32. Code Red. Copy that, Control. I'm reading 6 visitors in Sector 32.
Show you how to run an island. Not how they fucked it up in Jurassic World.
Okay, let's repair that breach.
You have a T-Rex. Don't forget, he's
You have a
hunter.
T-Rex.
Design it, build it, breed dinosaurs. It's yours. Jurassic Park.
It's a cool balloon. Wow, so they put the T-Rex in like the Jurassic Park 3 colors. That's interesting. I think you would see like all the promotional art on like the Jurassic Park 3 DVD. They had all the different posters and shit. It's cool artwork. So yeah, I've never played like the full game before. Ambient. So this is the main game,
Hello.
like the story.
My name is John Hammond, and I am in charge of InGen, the company that you now work for. Your job is quite simple, really. Build a park, create dinosaurs, and entertain people. Of course, an eye on you.
Fuck all that. I want to do the missions. I don't feel like building shit. Jurassic Park of being a fraud. How can they claim Jurassic was fake? This shit ain't real. Load times, dude. That little island spinning earlier, that was running at 60. But this shit is chugging.
These news stories are damaging our reputation. We can't let the public lose confidence in our park. I really need your help with this.
Media department. Whoa. Yeah, anyway, so real quick, I want to talk about Jurassic World. Because I watched it a couple times over the past week. And this was the last one I saw in the theaters. And I remember liking it when it came out. And I think the other two, Jurassic World's being kind of lame, like, soured my opinion on this movie. But I did like it when I watched it again. But I would say criticisms that I remembered was like it's a decent movie, but there's not like a lot of like heart or artistic vision to it. You know, not to say they're not trying, because I feel like there's only 3 good Jurassic Park movies, the first one, 3. Fuck off with Lost World, anyone that likes that shit. And Jurassic World. But like I said, those other two were like made by like much more competent filmmakers. I would. And I feel like everything about the movie is like, or like especially when they try and have like equivalent scenes to like the original movies, like, and especially when it tries to be funny, or tries to do anything like unique, it kind of just fails. But like by equivalent scenes, it's like there's that one part early on where they're like, Claire's explaining splicing the Indominus, and the guy's like, how do you get the two dinos to, I guess he can't say, he wants to say fuck, or I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say, but it's cringy, and he's like, I guess he's trying to evoke like the life will find a way scene with Malcolm. And then the part with the kids in the gyrosphere, which to me, that when you first see the gyrosphere, I was like, oh, this movie's fucking stupid, dude. It's just totally like completely out of the realm of possibility. Even like cloning dinosaurs is way more believable than this shit. Like, at least if it had to stay on a track, that would make sense. But like, it's just fucking stupid, dude. And then the Indominus like attacks them in there. That's not as good as, you know, the T-Rex breaking out. There's nothing scary about the movie too, which to me, like, the Jurassic World has like this kind of like cold, cynical feel, or, you know, maybe not cynical, but like just kind of by the numbers. Even with like, even the color scheme being like, it's literally like blue steel. Like, they could have had that be like a thematic element of like them, like, you know, just being more about like making money and, you know, not really caring about the people. Just like, I mean, I guess they trying to, but really they are trying to appease the people by making the Indominus, so it's not really that, but like, I don't know. And then like with the owner, the Indian guy, like, they could have made him like an unfeeling corporate person, but they try and give him like some whimsy, like Hammond with him like being a helicopter pilot. And then the first time he goes out, well, the second time he fucks up right away like a dumbass and chases the Indominus into the aviary like an idiot. But yeah, he sucks. And the whole premise too, it's like, I don't get the delineation between him and InGen, because InGen is still there, but it's like just like, or I don't know what the fuck, but like the Indian dude has a line where like, Hammond entrusted this to me. I don't know what he means by, and he entrusts vision to him. I don't get what he means by like entrusting his vision to him, because like InGen already took the shit over a long time ago, so maybe he bought like the intellectual property of Jurassic Park. That's what he means. And he bought, I guess, you know, the island and shit. But yeah, you know, it's a simple movie. I think it did well because it's like, you know, people want to see, like, I know I did. I want to see the park open and people there, and to see it all get fucked up. But I think like the way they went about doing that was like the least interesting way. You know, just one dinosaur escapes. And it's so fucking stupid, dude, because like she waits until they think it got out to like call the dude, the Jake Johnson, isn't that his name, Jake Johnson, whatever the fuck, to like pinpoint where the dinosaur is. Shouldn't they have done that before they fucking went in there and opened the door? And the fat guy lets him out. So yeah, that's kind of a stupid way for it to get loose. And yeah, like I said, to me, it's almost like kind of a cheap way, because like, you know, I want to see like all the people like mid ride, and you know that way you can see all the attractions, and then see it all get fucked up. You know, it can be like the T-Rex escape, but like in all these different paddocks. You know, so that could have been a lot cooler. And it could have been like actually scary, you know. As far as some of the characters, like Bryce Dallas Howard, like, I mean, I love her, so like, you know, I'll watch any movie she's in. Dude, she's like super thick in Argyle. And she was just in a movie I watched the other day on Prime. It's like Deep Cover or something. She's good at like this kind of like corny, like, she's like what like an Andy McDowell used to be to me. Another actress I love. But yeah, someone said she was on Ozempic, and I was like, oh man, I hope not. Career's over. But yeah, she's okay in this. I don't really like her weird haircut, and I know they memed on it a lot, but like, why did they accentuate her high heels, like running in high heels? It's odd. But you know, she's fine. Like, her story's kind of stupid, like with her sister and shit, and she's like, she doesn't know her nephew's ages and shit. And yeah, the whole sister is pretty cringy. Like, I kind of like that actress, Judy Greer, but she's like, she has that one scene where like she like puts down her husband, because I guess they're supposed to like about to get divorced, and the husband's like, oh, so much for our last family dinner or whatever, and she's just like, ugh, why do you have to always fucking ruin and say some dumb shit, you know? So it's like, okay, obviously she's like a ball buster character. Fucking man hater. But yeah, all that shit, and like her and her nephew, they have that one, there's one funny scene where like later on when like all the raptors are gonna go fight the Indominus, like she kind of reunites with her nephews, and she puts them in like a little like safe car or whatever, and she's like, she tells them to hold hands or whatever. I thought that was funny. And then the little brother like holds his hand out. As far as the brothers, obviously the older one's like fucking cringy and annoying, and he's sad about leaving his girlfriend, but then he's like fucking being like rapey with all the fucking chicks he sees at the park. So it was weird. And he's like mean to his little brother. Obviously the little brother is like a better actor, but he's also like, I mean, he would have been better with like a better script, but you know, he can like, he's good at like, you know, having a cry and shit, or you know, be sad, or like I said, I think he wouldn't have been, it would have been better if it was just him, or if he had a different connection to the characters. I don't know. But yeah, the kids kind of suck. Oh yeah, and like I said, with like, whenever they try to inject like some kind of unique humor, like I said with Jake Johnson, he's like the control room type weird nerdy like incel character guy. And he has this thing where like, when they're all about to evacuate, he's like, someone has to stay behind, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. And then he goes over to the nerdy chick. She's like a comedian too. She's been in like some shitty Adam Sandler movies. But she like, oh, she like says goodbye to him, and he's like about to give her a kid, and she's like, oh, I have a boyfriend. And it's supposed to be like a funny, awkward moment, I guess, but it's just kind of like stupid and depressing. Like it's hard. Like I know Trevorrow like co-wrote it, but that was probably some cringy shit he added. As far as like the filmmaking of it, like it's okay, I guess. There's like a couple cool shots, like when the containment team first goes to get the Indominus, like, and they get attacked. There's a cool shot where like you see a guy get eaten, and like the blood kind of like falls in the trees, through the trees and shit. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Another equivalent scene that sucks is when the Indominus is on the loose and he's like killing like brachiosauruses and shit. They fucking stop midway. Chris Pratt and fucking Thick Red when Big Red, when they're trying to find the nephews, and they just stop midway to like take a look at this like dying brachiosaur. And I remember like before the movie came out, they like bragged about like, oh yeah, we built this animatronic to like keep with the spirit of the original or whatever the fuck. And it's like this like shitty looking just head part, and like the eyes are, it's clearly, you can literally see the servos moving in there. It looks like shit, dude, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's like sad and pathetic whenever they try and ape moments from better movies, the better Jurassic Parks. And from what I hear, like the new movie is like, that's all it is like aping all the old Jurassic Parks. So it might be ultra sad. Yeah, Chris Pratt's he's got some good chemistry with Bryce Howard, I guess it's kind of like a cool like next step to like have someone be able to control the dinosaurs. I remember they always toyed with the idea of like people like, well, weren't they gonna like combine like people and dinosaurs? They sort of trying. I don't mean not completely go in that direction in the other ones, the ones after this, but or they were gonna have like them riding dinosaurs like in the battle and shit or some shit, like I don't know. To me, like they really need to take Jurassic Park. Like the only place they can take it now is like make a rated R one. You know, like let's get some real scary or like violent scenes. Like more like the first one, but like R-rated, like I said. Otherwise, they've really just been like spinning their wheels with this franchise. I thought the aspect of like what's his face, Dr. Wu, being kind of like a mad scientist would have been cooler if they had played it up. It doesn't really go anywhere. He just keeps escaping to the next movie. Just stupid. It doesn't make any sense why he wouldn't tell them what they made the Indominus out of. Like, what benefit is there to not tell them that it can camouflage and do all this shit, or it's part raptor, or whatever the fuck. That was all dumb. Yeah, like I said, the scenes with Chris Pratt flirting with her are pretty good. They have that one scene where she like, after they're looking for the nephews, and she like rips her shirt, and she looks at him, and he's like, "What does that mean?" And she's like, "That means I'm ready." I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, him too, I think, is like kind of wasted, and it's like he doesn't really get to be like all that funny or charming later on in the movie. He's just kind of like the more serious character. Oh yeah, Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio. I feel like it's kind of like just a phoned in performance with his weird fake teeth, and he's got like this. He's built like fucking Hank Hill. You know how like fat guys like tuck in their shirts and you can see their gut hanging out. So that was an interesting choice, I guess. But he's just like generic, like bad militant guy or whatever that gets his arm bit off at the end. Oh yeah, and what I was saying about like how it kind of felt cheap or lazy when like the shit's going down with the people, cause like they heard every guest into the main like visitor center set that they made, so like it's very convenient that like shit's not going down all over the park, and they could have had like different sequences. Like I said, it's just they're all in one spot already, so and then all the fucking pterodactyls come in and fuck them up, which is pretty cool, I guess. Oh, and the weird babysitter character that gets fucked up pretty bad. But even that was like, to me, like underwater shit is like really fucking scary, and the mosasaur is cool. It's like the one cool new dinosaur they've introduced. Even though I do have kind of warmed up to the Indominus, it's still just like it's a raptor T-Rex, so whatever. I think I saw that like the director said like the Indominus was like the Joker or some shit. I was wondering why it was like kind of white. He should have had like green frills or whatever. But yeah, the mosasaur is cool. But like, so when she falls in the water, that's like fucked up. But why didn't they have like a POV shot of her like looking underwater and then you see the mosasaur coming, or like that would have been so much cooler if like people were down there watching the mosasaur show and like it actually did like bust through the glass and they all like flew in and shit, and they started eating everybody. It just could have been a lot more, like I said. But yeah, that seems crazy how that babysitter gets fucked up. But yeah, ultimately I do kind of like the finale with um, like when they bring up like we need more, what is it, more teeth or whatever. And then Claire goes to the T-Rex cage and lets him out. I thought that was pretty cool. And, like they have the slow-mo shot of her heels. But I appreciated that though, because you get like nice shot of those yams. Or no, gams is like an old word for like the legs. And it's kind of like a natural team up for like the two main dinosaurs of Jurassic Park, the T-Rex and the raptor, to like team up together. So that was kind of cool. I like the shot of like when you think the T-Rex is fucked up and then Blue comes out, and it's like it kind of starts off as like a slow motion shot, and then it like the legs like speed up. I thought that was a really cool shot. So yeah, I think on its own, like Jurassic World's not bad. I think it just like it has like a real like kind of glossy like modern CG look to it. It's not very warm like the first movie. Like I said, even with the color palette and shit. Um, Yeah, like I said, I think on its own it's fine, but like when you consider the fact that it had been like what 14 years or some shit since the last Jurassic Park movie, and it's like it's fine, but like I really think they could have done a lot more with the movie, you know. So in that way, it's actually kind of disappointing, and especially when you think that like they're probably never gonna like make one even as good as this, you know, again. So that kind of sucks. But whatever. It's all about the originals anyway. But yeah, not bad.
Good shot.
Well done. Thank you for saving our herbivores. This is a fantastic research opportunity. Let's not waste it. Our science team are relying on those photos.
The fuck is a Dryosaurus? Now he's Wetasaurus. What was I looking for? Oh, that one. Yeah, I'm glad you can't run into the trees. That would be so fucked up.
Well done. Those photos are excellent. Our science team send their thanks.
Fucking inverted controls on the camera.
Hello.
Glad they got a picture of Alan. They couldn't get what's her face on. Rescue the president. Dragovia. It's got the JP logo on it.
Attention. There is a storm approaching the island.
Only you can save the president of Dragovia's life. Jurassic Park's reputation is on the line. You must stop those rampaging
He was the only one left. Tired. Why don't we just extract the one guy instead of shooting him? They're worth a million. A headshot pretty much killed him. Oh, I got a Spinosaurus? Oh. Dude, shooting the little ones is fucked up.
slow down.
He saved his life for a second. He's in the water.
Attention.
Quit moving. Wow. Oh, How's this the closest you can zoom? It's fucked up. What? Out of bullets? Where's the base? Oh, you can't rescue. One ranger. I thought that was it. Oh, this. Fuel, does that matter to you? Get him on the ground.
Steady.
Dude, the fucking plane will stop. Dude, where is it? Dude, fuck that
Well,
president.
there goes the tourist trade.
He knew the consequences. Danger Club photo safari. Rescue Hammond? I don't think so. Amazing maze. Jurassic Park calendar. Alright, interesting. Yeah, I know the building is the main ship, but whatever. It was, at the time, it was pretty cool to be able to like fly around. At least in the newer ones, you can like have cockpit view, so that's good. Nice.